Hey guys, Carl Schuckert here, and I'm back for another exciting training for you where I'm going to actually show you the different types of software that I use for outsourcing and also the different type of communication devices and also where I go to actually do all my outsourcing. And that way you can better prepare yourself and equip yourself with good outsourcers, people that can actually help you with little tasks, things that you want to do. But I'm going to actually give you like recommendations at which one I use what for where. And on top of that, I'm also going to show you a piece of software that my team has been working on, and also show you where you can go and sign up for that. So that way when we launch, or if we're already launched, you can get access to it. All right, so let's go ahead and jump in. So right now you can see we're inside Member Studio, but what I'm going to first do is I'm going to actually first show you where I go. So let me go up here. Upwork.com. Okay, so I went to Upwork.com first. All right, now Upwork.com actually has tons and tons of things that you can find. So like if I wanted to find a freelancer that did did graphics or something like that, graphic design, I could actually find a designer there, like someone that could do t-shirts, or someone that could do a special thing for our company, or like this guy right here does motion graphics for video producing, or this person is a WordPress developer and graphics designer. So if you were building a WordPress site and you needed a graphics designer, this person does motion graphics, video editing, design work. So a lot of like really good designers in here. The other thing you can look up on here is, let's see here, software development. Okay, well, we put agile software development, so you can see that there's going to be a lot of different software developers in here, and look, their prices. This guy's $30 an hour, this guy's $20 an hour, and that's it, because that was very specific type of software. But let me see if I just look up software. I don't know why it keeps looking up agile. There we go. So if I just did software, I can find people here at $20 an hour. Now you can even find them for cheaper. Like my software developer, I'm right about $20 an hour, but you can find them for cheaper, I'm telling you. The only thing is that you do have to be a little bit careful when you are looking for a developer. You want to find people that necessarily have a background or have a check. So you got to see like what job success. If you want them to have 90% or higher, this guy here. So this guy actually has a lot more success rate out of everybody else that I just looked up. Now it just depends on what you want to do. I mean, obviously you have to do a little bit of research and stuff like that for what you are looking to do. But if you're looking to build like software, an app or something like that, I use Upwork. For graphics design, I've used Upwork. For transcriptions, I've used Upwork. There's a lot of things you can use Upwork for. They have tons. In fact, you can see right here, web developers, mobile app developers, design creatives, writers, virtual assistants, customer service agents, sales and marketing experts, accountants, contacts, consultants, and a lot of different categories. You probably come here and see all the different categories. They have tons of categories here. There's just a lot of things. This is like the standard, and it used to be called Elance, and before there used to be another company called what was the other company? Odesk. And basically the two companies merged, and when they merged together, actually Odesk bought Elance out. When they merged, Odesk renamed the company to Upwork. But this is just an amazing place to go for a very and pretty reliable too. I'm going to say that's pretty reliable. I've actually had a point where I had a software development make software for me, and I had to totally scrap it and start over from scratch because they just, they overpromise. So there's certain things you got to be careful about, but I'll tell you that, for simple stuff, this is a great place, and even the more complex. In fact, this is where I go for the more complex ones. Now, here's another place I'm going to show you called Freelancer.com. Now, Freelancer.com is really cool because what they do is they do all kinds of things, okay? They do a lot of different things for freelancing, but I would say that for doing like design and stuff like that, they're really great for it. In fact, like mock-ups and stuff like that. So if you had an idea for like an app or something like that, you basically could come here and get mock-ups done for relatively a good rate. They're a little bit, they can be a little bit pricey too, but the thing is that I could actually put out a job right now and talk to people right now that are interested within minutes. Okay, you'll be talking to literally hundreds of people, and you could probably hire someone on the spot. In fact, one of my apps that I designed, I had a company do mock-ups for me. I kind of just drew on a piece of paper, took a picture, and showed it to them. They came up. I talked to them the same day, and within like 3 days, they came back to me with design mock-ups. After I looked at I talked to probably 30 or 40 people, but the company that actually won it, I picked them on the same day based off of their past performances and looking at their portfolio. So it was really cool that I was able to actually do that for them, and then be able to move forward on that process really, really quick, because my developers were kind of waiting on mock-ups to just kind of get an idea of what I was looking to do. It actually helps with mock-ups to get a virtual picture of what you're trying to do. So highly, highly recommend here. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to show you another place that I go. So basically, it's called Onlinejobsph. And this was actually free at one time, but now they do have a pricing to it to look up for people. But what I love about this site is that you can quickly post a job. I think you can post jobs for free. You can actually look at some basic, people that are searching you or leaving you messages, but then you would pay. But the thing is like, this is the place to go for Filipino workers. Like, it straight up tells you on the very first page, finding rockstar Filipino workers. Filipino workers, by all means, are some of the lowest cost expense as far as outsourcing goes. Now, on here, it shows you like a lot of different things that you can use it for. I can tell you personally, I've used it for telemarketing, okay? Because I have found that Filipino workers actually do decent in the U.S. dialect, because the fact that I live in America. I don't know where you're coming at when you're watching this. You could be in the UK or wherever. But being that I live in America, places like America and Canada, we're very we're like a melting pot of people, okay, of society, okay. We have people from all over the world that live in our country, and so basically it's okay. Like, we have Hispanic people, Mexicans that live from Mexico that come here that have dialect. We have people, the thing is in our own country we have massive amounts of dialect, so it's not a bad country to have someone from out of the country call, like the Filipinos, because people are already sort of used to it. Now, of course, there are that old school, older crowd people that really don't care for it, but it doesn't really matter, because the whole country was built. It was a nation of immigrants. So we're a nation of immigration. So we have, really, just like I said, a melting pot, and that's why I've always used this company for telemarketing services. Now, you can use them for like PHP programmers, which is pretty cool. They have a huge amount of experts that are there. They have graphic designers. They have virtual assistants. I've hired virtual assistants here as well. I love having a virtual assistant because they can do a lot of little tasks that you can teach them how to do. And then also too, like, I believe the guy that started this company, he actually has like some kind of training, and he has software that tracks their timing and stuff like that. And literally, you can hire people here. I've hired people for as low as $2.35 an hour. Okay, that could do just as good of a job as anyone else anywhere else in the world. And it's helping them, because in the Philippines, people are very, very poor there. And so hopefully you're helping a family. Now, the biggest issue that I had with working with people in the Philippines was that it wasn't the dialect, it wasn't anything else. It was a couple of things, a couple of things. One of them was internet. Okay, a lot of places in the Philippines, and it's weird, but their internet will go out for like a day. On top of that, they have tsunamis and weather and stuff like that just cause mass power outages and stuff like that. So you may, if depending on what kind of work you're looking to do, like if you hire in Manila, which is a big city, you could actually hire a company that actually has generators and has phone rooms and has the backup internet, and they have everything set up to where they can actually handle that. They're like double and triple redundant, but you are going to pay for that. You're going to pay a little bit more money. Now, what I did when I had my own team of telemarketers, I actually found a girl that wanted to own her own telemarketing firm. So basically, we opened up her own office, and then we housed seating for each of these people. And then also we paid for their internet and power and stuff like that. But then I was paying like $2.35. But I was paying them $2.35 before I was even before I started paying for all these services. Now, the reason why I did is because I needed more reliability with our company, because we were serving leads directly to people like insurance agents, live and direct. And when you have like other overhead, you got to pay for, every day has to count, especially in sales. And also, being sales is like the most important thing that any business has, because without it, you have no business. Now I can show you another place that I go for outsourcing, and I'm pretty much, this is about it. I don't go to a lot of these other services out there. There are a bunch out there, but the next company that I do go to for quick, easy, inexpensive is Fiverr. Fiverr.com. So I go to Fiverr.com, and here you can get like voiceovers and stuff like that very inexpensively. In fact, I've hired many voiceovers here, and you can get even like infographic videos done. I did an infographic video for like $40. I got the voiceover for like $25. So what's that? $65 out the door for a really good infographic that is converted at 30% or higher. I did write the script, I came up with the idea and the monologue and stuff like that. So you got to be a little bit more creative when you do it on your own, but you can piece it together. Now, if I would have went to, a professional agency to get that same video done, it might have been a nicer quality video for sure, but it would have cost me like $3,000 all the way up to $20,000, because like the really, really cool ones, they're not cheap, they're very, so I'm basically showing you guys how you can hack this very easily and save yourself some money, especially if you're new and you're just getting yourself out there. Now, if you have a big budget, then yeah, by all means, get a hold of a professional agency that will write the script and do everything. But if not, hopefully you've studied sales copy, or you've understood that there's got to be like if you've written a letter, it's the same thing. You've got like the intro and the top part and the body, which is like the content and the benefits and stuff like that. And you've got like a closure, which you got to kind of create scarcity, or you got to create a reason why they should opt in or buy your product. So for me on mine, I was just trying to get an opt-in, and by getting an opt-in, I was giving them access to 5 days of free sales training. So it was kind of it's a good trade for them. But that site actually closes at 30%. So why would I ever touch that video, that whole thing I put together? And I have tons of people that come to me and they said, man, you must have paid thousands and thousands of dollars for that site, and really I haven't. So that's the next thing I would tell you to use. Now, on this next part, we're going to talk a little bit about the software that I've used. By the way, all of these companies have internal contacting systems like Freelancer. Let's see. I probably can't show you how freelancers work, but freelancers is really cool because it's like a chat box that pops up on the bottom of your screen. So all the people that you're talking to, let's see if I can log in. Yeah, so all the people that you're talking to, see if I can log in with Facebook. All the people that you're talking to, basically they just kind of like pop up all over on the screen, and then it's up to you to reply or open those up. So yeah, let's see here. You're eligible for free 30-day trial membership. Cool, right? So I've used it. You could see they're saying I don't have everything set up, but that's probably because I don't use them that often. But you could see other things I've probably done in here. It's been a while since I've seen it, but see how they have this little contact list. Let's see what's on here. Okay, this guy here was a guy that I hired, $35 an hour, right? He's not, see, that's why I said this isn't that inexpensive, but this guy was a super good graphic artist, and so I'm totally willing to pay for graphics if it's really, if it's nice. So he's on my contact list, and that's really, I've really only hired for graphics needs on Freelancer. But Freelancer's, it's a cool site. It's done really well. Can't say enough about it. But anyways, on the software end, obviously there's there's different softwares that you can use. Now, I also would use Skype. So like I can go to Skype and I can look at like all of my discussions with someone. There's things about Skype that I could tell you that I don't really like, okay? But that's okay. So you can see, like, I've got all these contacts of people. These are all of these people are like outsourcers that I've hired in the past. So I'll use Skype a lot with these people to talk, really to talk to them about something, okay, to keep in communication with them maybe while I'm working with them. But if I have a specific job, I don't really necessarily like using this because you just get lost. Like if you have I'm not really going to open a lot of these, but you know, if you've used it, you get lost and you just have to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll to find out if did they do that job, like if you forgot about it, because it's easy to forget when you've got a list of things that you want to do. And so that's kind of why I invented our own software. The other thing that I use, and I got turned on to this by Chris Records' office, but we use it for all kinds of things. Like Chris put this thing called Team Shopify together, and so basically Team Shopify is like, it's kind of like a forum, but it's private, so it keeps it all private. Now we use this software called Slack for everything, though. I mean, you can use it for developers and stuff like that. You can, it's actually a really cool software, but again, you kind of fall into that same place of getting lost in threads, and that's one thing that, you know, I want to stay away from, is getting lost in threads. I'd rather be able to know that I've got a certain thing done. So if you're watching this to this part, I want you to go to tracker.net and sign up. Right now, when I'm filming this, it depends. For you, it really depends on when you're watching this. But right now, while we're filming it, the only thing I have up right now is the sign-in sheet to get yourself signed up for it. Just fill out this form and then you'll have it. Now, it's a piece of software that's we've been working on for a while. We used a rough version of it the whole time that my developers were making the software for Now Driven. We had a different piece of software, but we got back together and we remasterminded it so it'd be even better. And also we're building an app so you can basically communicate with your outsourcers directly through the app itself as well. So very, very excited about that when that comes out. And we'll probably even come out with it a whole bunch of training on how to actually find the right outsourcer, because like on this training right here, I'm just showing you where to go, and this is kind of like general knowledge, but if you don't know where to go, then I'm hopefully teaching you something. But that is that. Now on the tracker software, when it comes out, it doesn't work like the threads. It works more like boards, where you have all these different features or sub features, or you can prioritize stuff based off of like the importance level of getting it done, stuff like that. And you can actually direct it. It works all through your email and stuff like that, so you can get messages directly through there. So that way you could stay on it, you know, because the one thing you want to make sure to do when you're hiring outsourcers is you want to make sure to stay on the job and understand that, you know, it is a job. It's not, you know, it's not kids play. It's actually a legitimate thing that you're going to make not new connections, but you're making something with, right? Whether it be software, whether it be graphics design. Now, what's cool about this is that the more you do it, the better you're going to get at it, just like anything in life. And also, some of them you're going to make really good connections with. Like my developer, I've made great connections with him. In fact, like almost all of my jobs will probably go through them. Not to say all of them will, because who knows, but you know, a lot of them will go through them. The other thing is that I've got like graphic design people now that I'm used to using for like t-shirts or for just quick, you know, things like I can make logos. Like I showed you guys how to make logos, but if I want something like really, really like this logo up here, I had to have it made. So if I wanted something like, you know, a little bit more professional on the end that I couldn't, you know, put together, but now I can take this logo and I can add stuff like training, or I could put words on it or something like that, and then use it in my, you know, membership software. But that's the thing, is like you might want something that's going to be more trademarked and stuff like that. It just really depends on what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this one here. I don't want it to go too long, but I hope you guys got a lot out of this training, and we'll see you guys on the next one. All right, bye.